Hello guys, it's Irimo here from Irimo Eats, and I'm back with another interesting video. Kama K, kama kawa, you know how we do it here. So today we're going to make beef pilau. So today we're going to make some beef pilau for you guys, and this is a very easy recipe, very quick. I hope you guys will try this recipe and let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. And if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please consider subscribing. It's absolutely free of charge. Please consider subscribing, join the family, and let's get to 1.4k subscribers. And I hope you enjoy this video, and please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Enjoy. Guys, I'm back and I'm going to show you the ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe. And the first one is 1 cup of basmati rice that I'm just going to put aside and soak as you prepare the rest of the ingredients. Please make sure you soak your basmati rice so that it can get fluffier when you cook it. We're also going to need 2 potatoes that we are going to peel them off. And after peeling, I'm going to cut them into cubes or the size that I prefer. You can make them smaller or larger according to what you want. I make mine bigger so that they don't smash. When they're too small, they tend to cook fast, then they'll smash. So I'm just cutting them into half, then into quarters. Like 1 large potatoes will have 4 pieces. That's what I'm doing. Then you're going to need 1/4 kg of beef, and there's 2 large tomatoes that I've diced. I know some people don't use tomatoes, but please use tomatoes for this recipe. And we're going to also to need onions, and we're going to need a lot of onions. As I told you in my previous chicken pilau recipe, onions is what will make the stew to have the brown color. We'll get it from browning of the onions. So use 2 large onions for this recipe. And you're going to need 3 cloves of garlic that you're just going to mince. And also now let's go to the cooking action. We're going to start by boiling our beef so that we can get broth out of it, and so that we make sure when you're cooking it, it's already like boiled, because there are some beef that are hard and tough. Then you will tend to put it in the cooking and then it will take so long. So that's why I pre-boil mine for a while, and then I make sure I have I just put aside 1 cup of broth. Yeah, so please pre-boil yours, then you will put 1 cup of broth, as I'm doing right now. I'm just sieving it out, then I'll use the broth later, so make sure you don't pour the broth away. Sour. Then now you can see it's already cooked, and now I'm just going to put back the same pot. I'm going to return it to the heat and add some oil to it, and followed by my onions that you had already sliced from earlier. You guys remember, add your onions. Then after you add your onions, you just stir them, let them cook for a while. And right now we're letting them cook until they're deep brown in color. Please remember, deep brown. Like right now they're slightly brown, they are not yet cooked, but you can see they've cooked down. Saizi bado, you just let it brown. That's what I mean. And now they're quite light, so we're just going to let them cook for a while until they're deep brown in color. That's what I mean by deep brown in color. You can see how dark they are. That's what I mean by deep brown color. So when they're that dark, you add your beef the beef that you had pre-boiled back into the pot, and then just stir it in and just let it cook. And now we are starting to build on the flavors as we go on. Just stir the beef in, then you follow it up with your tomatoes that we diced from earlier. And as we always say, add some salt on top of your tomatoes so that they can cook, and so they can cook kabisa, like they can cook out, how will I say it? They can soften kabisa. So you make sure after you add your tomatoes, you sprinkle some salt on top of the tomatoes so that your tomatoes can cook and become very, very soft. Stir it in and just give it time and let it cook. Okay. To fasten the process of cooking, add some water into your pot and then you just cover it and we'll just let it now cook kabisa. After stirring, you add your I just added a little bit of broth that I thought that was enough. Then after it's well cooked, you add your garlic into your dish and you just cook your garlic until it's fragrant, but you can also add your garlic immediately after you add your onions. But I didn't want my onions to burn, that's why I added it at this point. Then don't forget, you can add a little bit of tomato paste, which is quite optional. I just added mine a little bit, just less than a teaspoon. So just you can add that, followed by your potatoes, so that you can let your potatoes to cook as early as now. We're just going to stir it in, then we'll add some water and let them cook for like 10 to 12 minutes and your potatoes will be ready. Then we'll be back after that. Voila, your potatoes are ready. It's been like 10 minutes and I think my potatoes are ready now. You can see that saucy, the deep brown color that is there already because of the onions. So don't forget to skip that onion, the browning of the onion parts. You guys remember? And the fragrance that is coming out of this dish, oh my god. Now let's add the spices. I started with 1 whole tablespoon of pilau masala, followed with some curry powder. Right now I'm adding just half a teaspoon of garam masala and black pepper. You know me and black pepper, guys, you know. So I'm just going to stir those in, and you can just use pilau masala if that's what you have. But if you have some curry powder and some garam masala, please consider adding those. And you can also add some beef cubes if you have that too in hand. Just stir it in. You can see the color is coming in together perfectly. The potatoes are already starting to brown, which is really nice. Now we're going to add our rice that we had let it soak from earlier, and I have strained out the water and washed it out, so you can see, you will see how fluffy the rice will be at the end. So make sure you soak your basmati rice before prepping everything. Like, just let it soak, that it can be fluffy. And I'm just going to stir it in and incorporate everything together, because we want all the rice to be coated in the awesome flavors. So I'm just going to stir it in and let it like coat and everything. Then I'm going to use you can see 1 cup of broth over there that we had put aside, and then I'm going to follow it up with 1 cup of water. So I used 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. And I'm going to add my salt at this point. Add your salt according to your taste. Then stir it in like kiasi so that it can be well incorporated. And then let the magic begin. Just cover it up. Put it on low heat, and that's it. Now let's make the kachumbari, because pilau always goes with kachumbari. Sindo, siwezi waangusha, my guys. I'm just going to start by slicing up my onions that I'm slicing into very small slices, and we're going to just put that aside. After slicing, we're going to soak it in water and salt, but but you can also use vinegar. But because I didn't have vinegar, I'm going to use water with some salt, but you can also use vinegar so that you can get rid of that onion filling, because it will be raw. That's what we do, so that you can get rid of that onion filling. And I'm just adding some water as you can see right now, into a glass. Then I'm going to add some salt so that we can soak the onions for a while as we prepare the rest, as we prepare the tomatoes and as the pilau is continuing to cook. Just add your onions there and let it soak for a while. That will be enough. Then you start with the tomatoes. I'm just also slicing them into very small slices, like very thin slices, so they can be equal in size. I'm also doing half of like I want them to be the same size. But you can also do cubes, and you can do cubes for both, like cubes for both onions and tomatoes. Just slice them up, then mix them together in a bowl. I'm putting them in that bowl, then I'll just mix everything up together, and it's that easy to make kachumbari for this recipe. Those are my onions that I'd soaked from before. Mix everything up because we want for them to be incorporated well into pamoja, like them to be evenly distributed. So mix everything up, then add some salt to taste. So I just add some salt, followed by some black pepper, just a little bit of, not too much because our kachumbari is kiasi. Just a little amount of black pepper will take the kachumbari to the next level. So yes, don't forget. But if you want to add some avocado so that you can make them guacamole, it's still fine. But today you're going to do some kachumbari. Mix it up, everything to be well incorporated, the salt and the black pepper, and there you have it. Your kachumbari is ready. And now let's check on the rice. Oh my god, oh my god, you can see how fluffy that rice is. See how fluffy that rice is. There is no water, so it's well cooked. Oh hey my guys, pilau tunayo hatuna. Yes, that's it. So just recipe. Serve it for your family and friends and get to enjoy the best pilau in your life.